What's up, guys? It's Chris here with Prestige Auto. Today we're going to be changing the calipers out on the 68 F100. So when you're riding along and you hit the brakes, the wheel would just keep spinning. It would not lock up. So I think this caliper is messed up. This truck's been setting for 20 years, so it's time for new calipers anyways. I picked this up at AutoZone. It was about 30 bucks, $33, something like that. So it's a pretty simple job. We'll get our tools together and I'll show you how to change that thing out. Okay, we've got most of our tools together. We're gonna need to do this job. So right here is your caliper. We're gonna need to disconnect our brake line. That is right here, right there. It's a 9/16, I believe. We'll disconnect that. And the only thing pretty much holding this thing on is mine has a nut or bolt right there, and it is a 1/4. It's kind of like a star like that. It's a 1/4. So we'll take that out, and then after that, if you can see, there's a plate right here, and it's got like a little I don't know what the heck to call it, but there's a little piece of metal in here that goes with it. So you'll take this bolt off, and then I take a hammer and I tap this little plate out right here, and then this thing just kind of swings out. I'll show you. All right, we've got that little bolt out that I was telling you about. It was right here. So again, I'm gonna take a hammer like this and I'm just gonna tap this. You can see it moving like that. This thing's just gonna slide all the way out. Just keep tapping it and keep up with this little metal tab right there and just get this all the way out. All right, guys, we tapped that out now, and it comes out like this right here. It's in two pieces like I showed you. This right here sits over that. I'm not sure if you can see that good on the camera, but it sits there. So when you go to put it back in, you're gonna put it back in as one piece. You can see there's a little groove right here. You'll set it in like this right here and kind of get it started. And then you'll take a hammer and you'll tap it back in together like this. And you'll wanna line this back up with your bolt hole like that. So it's that easy. So we'll take it in, take it out, put it back in like that. Make sure you keep up with your piece. We'll set that to the side and we'll take this caliper off now. Okay, before we take that caliper off, we're gonna go ahead and take off this banjo fitting right here. It is a 9/16. Make sure you keep an eye on it. There's a copper washer on both sides. So when you slide this off, the copper washer on the back could fall in there. Just make sure you keep up with it. I like to put a little pan underneath because you can see it's dripping already. That way it don't get all over the place. And we'll go ahead and take this off. Okay, I've got that all the way out now. Like I said, keep up with the copper washer on the back side. We're gonna set this to the side right here, and we'll go ahead and take this caliper off the rest of the way. All right, guys, so we got that brake line off the back there, and we've got a little bracket on the side here taken off. So I'm just gonna get a little bar in right here and push up. You can see it raise up a little bit. Just take that and pry this thing off like that, and just be careful. Take it off. Watch out for your brake pad on the back because it's gonna try to fall off. All right, we've got that thing off there now. We just pried up on it like I showed you, and it comes right off like this. The front pad will still be attached. Be careful, it's gonna be leaking fluid out. But the front pad will still be attached to it. The back pad just kind of sits in the back there. That part doesn't change out, so you can leave that in. We'll take this over to the bench and swap this pad out onto the new one, and we'll set that in and tighten everything back down. Okay, it's pretty easy to swap this pad over here. This thing just pops out. It's kind of squeezed in there now, so I can't get it, but I just took my hammer, tapped on it just a little, and it popped free from this one. And then you set it in there and just kind of squeeze it, and it locked back in place. So we've got this new one here, and it came with a new bolt here for your brake line, and it's got new copper washers with it. So we'll reuse this. It goes in there. We'll go set this back in place, and here's your little bracket from earlier. It came with a new piece for the top too. So we'll set everything back in place, tap that into place, put in the bolt, and put our brake line back on, and we're almost done. All right, we've got that back into place. So up here on the top side, there's kind of like a little notch that you'll set under this lip right here that holds this side down. We lowered this down. You kind of adjust it until you can get this get this bracket with that little metal thing back in there, and then you seen I tapped it back into place. Make sure you line it up with your hole and get your bolt back in place. All right, we're gonna put our brake line back on now. We'll go ahead and get rid of this bolt and those washers, and we'll use the new one that it came with. There you go, you'll put one washer on each side of this, like that, and get it lined back up. And then you don't want to over tighten this thing, just get her snugged up on there real good. Okay guys, we have got that job all wrapped up. We've got it all back together. We've got our brake line back on. We've got our bolt back in here in our little bracket, and she's on there. We are gonna have to bleed these brakes now. There's gonna be air in the system from this job that we did. It's no big deal, it's easy to do. I usually just get my wife inside to pump those brakes about 5 or 10 times, hold it down. While she's holding it down, crack this little nipple just a little bit, and some air is gonna come out, tighten it back up, get her to pump it again, crack it open, let some air come out. I do that over and over, probably about, I don't know how many times it takes. It could take 4 or 5 times. It could be 1 or 2 times, but usually 4 or 5 times. Get her to pump it, pump it, pump it. Hold it down. While she's holding it down, crank it until you get a good stream coming out, and it's not like shooting bubbles out, you know, and stuff like that. When she's going out a good stream, make sure you take your bucket over there, put it under here, because it's going to shoot it everywhere. So, yeah, when it's shooting out a good solid stream, you'll crank it back down, then she can let off that pedal, and chances are most of the air is out of this line. So now we're gonna hop over to the other side, get it done, and this job will be done. Thanks for watching the video, guys. I hope this helped you. If you're having issues changing out your brakes and your rotors, or your brakes and your calipers on your 68 F100. So thanks for watching the video. Please hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.